Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Farm. Thinking right out here in the lab, and I'm in my new book, doing what I do for you. Oh, this got to get better and better. Let's go. I'm having fun. I hope you are. Let's rock. Redism, 25 rule live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Get ready. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka the know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you, I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken up. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. I think is know thyself and to my be true. In the regular book, we be on page, I guess what, three, one, two, three, four, page 5. I done 3 lessons. I'm just getting down to page 5. I'm loving this. Right now, right thinkers. Book of Wisdom. We're gonna talk about the 3 wise men. And then ain't them 3 guys that come to see Christ from the east. Okay, ha ha ha. Hickory dickory clock. The mouse ran up the clock. Santa Claus bringing gifts down the chimney. This is the spine connected to the brain. This is the head, heaven. Down here is hell. You got to rise up. You see the serpent going up. You got to make the movement. But this is information about the glands, the 3 glands that's in the head. Let's talk about the 3 wise men and not the ones that come to see Christ for Christmas. Let's go. It's all about the mind. There are 3 significant glands in the brain. I know more about the brain than the brain surgeons, and I ain't went to no college, none of that. I'm just learning everything from my ancient ancestors because they're breaking the brain down and they did a good job. Okay, this is another part of it. Watch this. This is, a lot of us miss this one. So maybe I can break it down. I hope I can make a connection, get you to understand this concept. All right, 3 significant glands in the brain. You got the pineal gland. That's the third eye. You got the pituitary gland. That's the other side. That's the other side of the pineal gland. The pineal gland represents Joseph. The pituitary gland represents Mary from another perspective. When you're doing it, the 3 wise men is the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, and the thalamus. Let's talk about them. They all have significance. They play a role that they try to symbolically educate you on, but a lot of us missed it. We made it literal. The thalamus is essential for what? Sensory perception. When you're young, it's big. As you grow older, it shrinks. Okay? It's consciousness, and it may also be able to produce what they call dopamine. That feel good feeling, that high, that ecstasy, that feeling, that's dopamine. But that's what the thalamus gland produces. Thalamus dopamine is a neurotransmitter. I couldn't get that word right to save my life. It's a neurotransmitter. It's a chemical that and a messenger that transmit signals in the brain. Your nervous system, we're talking about the nervous system. Ancients talking about the nervous system. And it plays a crucial role in what? Severe functioning includes these things. Mood regulation. All right. Mood regulation. The dopamine is known as what? The feel-good neurotransmitter. I keep telling you that. You want to think good thoughts, okay? Positive thoughts. But this is associated with what? Pleasure, motivation, and reward. You want to do something because you get some reward. The Pavlov's theory. They do this, you reward them. They'll do it again. That's the concept. All right. But your motor control, okay, it helps regulate one's movement, and its deficiency is linked to what they call, remember Parkinson's disease, nervous, how he had it, when he couldn't, hold on to nothing. That's when he gets out of whack. That's what that is. And what it says here, it's a Parkinson's disease, which causes traumas in your mobility issues, meaning you don't control the nerves; they're just doing their own thing. All right. And it's attention and learning. The dopamine is essential for what? Your cognitive function. To keep you doing good, you want to feel good, that's the dopamine. Just keep making you drive. Yeah, want more. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay? And what's this? It's essential for your cognitive functions, your behavior, and your decision making. What? Through the brain's reward system. You do this, you get that. You do this for that. That's called scheming, having a hidden agenda, planning, plotting. That's all that is. And the brain is functional. It does that real well. Okay. Remember, this is the most sophisticated machinery known to man. The idea is it don't come with instructions, but it have instructors. Your job is to learn, get instructions, use them for yourself, and know thyself so you can go back home. I'm gonna show you a picture with right here to show you. This is the concept of the body. See, this is the spirit, the body, right? But you see the head? That head means you became conscious of yourself. So when the spirit leaves the body, you are still who you are. You see here? She's representing her higher self. And look what? She's looking in the mirror, right? That's her true self, her essence. That's the concept. Your spirit need to connect with your heart and then become one. That's God-like consciousness. That's what it's all about. I'm trying to break that down for you, get you there, but this is the last part, so I'll get there in a minute. Let's go back to the thalamus and the boys. All right, right here, the thalamus functions, and its relation it also regulates your sleep, influences sleep wake cycles. Okay, with your imbalance affecting sleep patterns. When you don't sleep, get rest. You can't think. You get delirious. The mind can't function right. There's no balance. It's wobbly. It's like a drunk person. But same thing when you get sleep deprivation, you really can't function right. Okay, so all that's important, and the thalamus takes control of that. Now your dopamine imbalance are linked to your various neurological and psychiatric disorders. It is all in your mind. Excess dopamine, is associated with schizophrenia. Okay, while because you're gonna take on different aspects of your character, and you are excited, so you just hopping around, you just doing your thing. That's fine, but they call that schizophrenia. But we got many personalities anyway, so it's okay. But while deficiency of dopamine is linked to what? The Parkinson's disease and depression. Okay, the mood swings. I'm depressed. I don't feel good. But both high and low levels can contribute to what we know it to be anxieties, lead to addictions, post-traumatic stress syndrome, dementia, anorexia, stop eating, your body just started to go apart, and you got other mental disorders. If you're not thinking right, your body ain't gonna function right. So it's all done from here down. If it's bad up here, it's gonna be bad up there. As above, so below. If it's good up top, it's a trickle down effect. If it's bad up top, same thing. Good or bad, don't make a difference. It starts at the top. So that's why they keep telling you, this is heaven. This is heaven. You got to realize that. Okay? You got to know thyself, because that's what God dwells in the temple, not made with human hand. Right here between the temples and the skull. Okay, watch this. The pineal gland, that's where he's at. That's the key right there. Pineal gland, my friend, I love this. Watch this. I done did a few lessons trying to just show you the importance of the pineal gland, and y'all ain't figured out yet why. Nobody tuned in to get it, so I know you don't know about it, so here we go again. Pineal gland produces melatonin and hormones that may rejuvenate your red blood cells. It adds life, okay? It adds life. And it slows down what? Aging. Hello. Add life, slow aging. Half a dozen, 6 on this hand, half a dozen the other. But it's about it's a preventive system failure within the body. It regulates the body to a degree and does what it does. Okay. Now the pituitary gland. That's the female aspect of it. It releases serotonin. Melatonin day, serotonin night. They work hand in hand, like male and female. They give the pineal gland to be Joseph, and the pituitary gland is Mary. The offspring is the Christ, the oil, Jesus, us. Same thing with Asar and Aset. They make Karu. That's us. Let's go. Same concept, different time, different culture, and different way of explaining it, but it's all the same thing. I know that. Let's go. I'm trying to help you. Pituitary gland releases what they know serotonin, and this is a natural mood stabilizer that indicates what? Happiness. Serotonin also plays a role, and you ready? For wound healing, toxin regulation through your bowel control, your stomach, your gut, with good bowel movement, daily regulation, keep the gut flowing, all that, and maintaining wakefulness, alleviating depression, regulating appetite and digestion. So these are what we, because in the Christian biblical concept, they was trying to explain that to you, but the Roman Catholics took it and made it 3 wise men from the east bringing gifts to Christ. We know the story, but do you understand they talking about the 3 glands in your head? No, you think you're talking about 3 wise men. Magi's coming from the, oh, this, I know the story. But the concept right here, the 3 glands, they work together. Hence, 3 wise men. Come on now. This is all esoteric teaching. It ain't gonna be bam right in your face. No, it's gonna take a little thinking. It's gonna take a little reflecting, a little comprehension on your part to get the concept, to get the point. Remember, it's the truth, but it's hidden under what? Signs and symbols and metaphorical stories. Teaching professions. Okay, teaching concept. I just showed you them before. Okay, the hickory dickory got clock, mouse went up the clock. Remember that? That's your Christ oil going back up. Comes down, it go back up. When it's coming down, it's Santa Claus delivering the goods. Okay, and this is what it's supposed to be. This is Jacob's ladder. This is the spinal column that goes connect to the brain. And back here, with a connection, the hoop, the mandala and gala, whatever they call it, whatever they did, that word, they know I hate to do that. But that's all internal. That's inside you. They knew that thousands of years ago. They put it into lesson mythology, the stories, to try to teach. It didn't go well. Now let's talk about my favorite. This is what esoteric teaching is all about. Symbolism. You see, you know who that is? Christians know who that is. That's Moses raising up the serpent out in the desert. Raising his kundalini, his serpent power, okay? His Christ oil. And it says here, oh no, I missed a whole level. I forgot that. I ain't getting no yet. Let's go back over here. Sorry about that. We'll still deal with the 3 wise men. I ain't finished with that yet. This is the cross section of the brain. They knew that little thing in there. They knew about that. They knew about that a long time ago. But they put together the story of the 3 wise men. Let's talk about that right quick and move it on. I see the clock. I'm doing fine right now. The pineal gland, the thalamus, and the pituitary gland. They're all 3 right there. That's the 3 wise men symbolically. Okay, this is symbolism of the 3 wise men. Here's the 3 wise men in the biblical story. This is Christ. They coming to worship him, which is fine. But they missed. Like they said, on 2 strikes, 3-2 count. Swing and a miss. You're out of there. Y'all missed about that one. The 3 wise men from the east. Let me see if I can break it down for you. Hope you understand. This will be fun. Then I'm going to get to Santa Claus and I'm going to shut it down. We get to symbolism next lesson, but this is fun. The 3 wise men, traditionally known for presenting what? Gifts to Jesus Christ, the baby, when he's born, is a metaphorically linked to what? The 3 essential brain glands, the pineal, pituitary, and the thalamus, which contribute serotonin, melatonin, and dopamine. These are all the qualities that's inside you. These are the 3 wise men, as they say. Symbolism. To the central nervous system. They breaking down not just the brain, they breaking down the nervous system also. What's this? The body health relies on what? Harmonious functions of these 3 glands. When they're working on harmony, that's what they try to explain to you. That's Knowledge of self, that's consciousness, that's making you understand. Now, in the biblical reference, I want to get to this so bad. To the promised land, as they tell y'all, flowing with milk and honey. If you think there's a place, a land, physically, realistically, that flow with milk and honey, you ain't too smart. Okay? It's a symbolical gesture. And let me break it down for you. This is the fun part. Because y'all think y'all can go to land with milk and honey. No, it's a symbolical gesture. So a story to get you to understand this. And like I say, swing and a miss. In the biblical reference to the promised land, flowing with milk and honey, that means the pineal gland secretes melatonin. That's the brown mucus stuff. That's honey. Okay, that's from the pineal gland. It secretes that. Okay, they call it melatonin. And now you got it symbolized as honey. Hello. And while the pituitary gland produces serotonin, symbolized as milk. Female milk, got it? It's all symbol. That's why the cow is so worshipped. It symbolizes milk. Okay? And the blending of what? The blending of these, the two, Mary and Joseph, fluids, they form what we call Christ. Christos. Us. The same thing. We didn't use milk and honey. We use spirit and wisdom. Asar spirit, Aset is wisdom. The offspring is the aspirin. That's us in the flesh. They use it in Christian form if they understand it. Yeah, Mary and Joseph, we know the story, okay? But she wasn't a virgin. They said they come together. The only way you can create life is two opposites come together, male and female, to make offspring. That's what they try to tell you. We become the Christ oil within the brain. This is called the sacred fluid or the cerebral spinal fluid. Okay, and it represents the union of what? Honey and milk is released down the spine. Santa Claus giving the gift down the spine, like the rabbit, going down and going back up. It goes down and go back up. The spinal column to what? Regulate your bodily functions. It keeps the body regulated. The chakras, it keeps the body regulated. Everything is working in sequence. Everything's working in order. Perfect harmony with each other, all different, but once they work together, you got one well-oiled machine, the human body. Physical and spiritual or mental working together as one. And this process we call in ancient time knowing ourselves, but it's poetically echoed in what they call the notion of today's present delivery down the chimney by who? Santa Claus. Okay, and where the chimney symbolizes your spine. Right here. This is right here. Same concept. But we start out with that. And what happens? What? Presents, delivering presents, Santa Claus is bringing presents delivered down the chimney by Santa Claus. And now where the chimney is symbolized by the spine, and the presents serve as symbols for what? Vital fluids generating in the brain. Santa Claus, colostrum, that part of the brain where the fluid comes down from, Genesis 3, verse 24. Garden of Eden, the cherubim, and the flaming sword flashing back and forth to guard the way of the tree of life. Now they got to, you ain't coming back. They kicked them out, you ain't coming back. No, they got the cherubim, they protected now the flaming sword. It represents what? Consciousness in the center of one's brain. The tree of life symbolizes what? The central nervous system connected to the brain, below the brain. That's what they're showing right here. Back here, this is the nervous system, all that. Okay, and finishing up, and the cherubim represents what? The brain. That's the whole idea. The cherubim is when they tell you the Ark of the Covenant, the two angels of the covenant, all that's symbolic of what? The two hemispheres of the brain, okay? Or the two lungs, depending on how you want to tell the story. I ain't finished yet. I got to do the symbolism now. I got to go to the next page. I can make this all work together. I just show you the picture. This is the body, showing you sitting in lotus position. In India, this is the chakras. Ding, 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 okay? This is Moses raising up what? The serpent, his consciousness, his idea of the chakras with the serpent rising up on the stick. Let's talk about it. Again, symbolism, that's what this is all about. Esoteric symbolism. Let's see. Now, in John 3:14, it says, just as Moses lifted up the snake in the wilderness, that means he went and found a snake and lifted it up on the stick. So the Son of Man must be lifted up. If I was a preacher, I'd be giving a whole ceremony about that. I ain't about that. That ain't my thing. But I get what they're saying. I don't know if y'all understand. But this is y'all stuff. This ain't my stuff. I'm trying to interpret it and see if y'all, because some of y'all really got this thing wrong. Okay? That means your consciousness, everybody got to be lifted up to know themselves. That's philosophically my concept. But in the wilderness, what? Alone. It symbolized what? Meditation. Still yourself to know that what? I'm God. That's a state of inner reflection of oneself and spiritual practice, discipline practice, what? To meditate daily, to what? Commune with your higher self. Okay? The snake, serpent, represents, we know, Kundalini in Egypt is serpent power. We know it's the serpent, the Kundalini, which must be raised. You got to raise Atlantis or the Kundalini to the top. So I got you, George. He had this thing all figured out too. He put it in funk. I love that because I got a lot of stuff from that guy, and he's right on point. The one, yeah, everything. But it means that which is raised up or awakened to be activated. What? Spiritual transformation to become conscious of who you are in the flesh. All right. Now, by doing this, it says the Son, S-O-N of man, that means us in the flesh, must become conscious by being lifted up to know himself. And the Son equals the sun that's in the sky. We are soul, low soul of man. Solomon's temple. Soul is man, soul is the spirit. The soul of man must be what? Elevated. What did he want? Knowledge. That's what he got elevated. And through what? Activation of what? The Kundalini, the inner spirit, knowledge, which activates what? The pineal gland. Ding, 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 ding. The activation is the serpent concept going up. That's what the back, you got to go at the serpent, go at the back of the spine. In Egypt, we had Aset and that in India, they had Ida and Pingala. It's all the same thing. They still use the same medical device. The sign for the medical device is Aset and that going up Asar's back. But again, a quick activation of one's pineal gland is the only way to raise one's soul to higher levels of consciousness and spiritual awareness. When Christ said, I am the way, that's what he was saying. Hope you understand this. I'm freaking out. This is good stuff here. So let's go. I ain't done yet. I got some more. Moses was teaching the people how to raise their kundalini, their consciousness, their energy to activate what? The pineal gland so they can know themselves. That's God's transmitter. Granting them what? Granting them the ability to now transcend the physical body and have access to realms beyond time and space. That's the consciousness. It can do the physical body is limited to the 3D dimension, here physical, but the mind can transform. Again, now to break down before I leave, the overview of the story of Jesus. I don't want to get this in before I'm done. The oil, Christos, that's the spirit that's in us. We all have it. The story of Jesus Christ, again, is symbolical. It ain't literal. It's not real. He never exists. He's not a historical figure. He's a historical concept, not a person. And please, y'all Bible people, tell your people that. I ain't my job to tell them that, because they can get mad at me. Sorry, I'm just telling the truth. Okay? So the story of Jesus is the story of us, you. Is symbolic of what they call the alchemical, okay? The transformation, the process that takes place every month within the male human body. Did you know that? I asked the question. Oh, I forgot to ask the question in my last lesson. What tree bears fruit 12 times a year? Man, he get that refreshment cycle, the cerebral spinal fluid, a fresh batch every month. And if he don't squander it, he can use it to his benefit, add years to his life. Excuse me. So Jesus fallen in the spirit. Jesus is God in the spirit. The fall from heaven. He came down into human form. He incarnated here on earth. This is symbolism of man, the human flesh. Christ's oil descending from spirit to matter, from the brain heaven down the spine to the physical body. And it's the sacred oil. When it goes down to the body, it sits in the sacrum for 2 to 3 days within the sacrum, aka the cave that Christ died and stayed in the tomb, the 3 days. This is all metaphorical and allegorical. Just as Jesus is said, never did, is said to be what? Dead in the cave for 3 days. The sun on December 21st dies going south. As far as it's going to stop there and hang for 3 days. Now it's going to rise back to what? Itself to be strong again. That's reincarnation. That's the rebirth. That's the whole concept. It's symbolical. We can make it happen in our own life by living, doing, and being right. And for 3 days, now once the Christ oil has been resurrected in hell, now it works its way back up for resurrection, which is rising up the spine, aka the serpent. It reaches the crucifixion at what? 33 years. How many bones you got in the spinal column? 33. Christ is going to die when it reaches the 33rd degree. It dies. It gets crucified. Ding, 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 ding. I just gave that lesson a little while ago too. So this is all tying in. This is good stuff. All esoteric teaching, symbolism. I just got the lesson right here. And he does it for me. I'm just putting mine with it. He set it up. He set the table. I'm going to serve it. I like this connection I got with this book. I'm loving it already. Okay? Right there. Where we at? Now, when the Christ oil descends from the brain, comes down into the spine, okay, walk at earth as a human being, right? In the flesh. And watch this. Just as Jesus is said to have died in the cave for 3 days, once the Christ oil is resurrected, it rises up the spine, going through the 33 vertebrae, and is crucified by the what? The thalamus is crucified by on the cross, but the thalamus itself remains the cross, because the vagus nerve, when the kundalini goes up, it hits the top, the 33 vertebra, after the spine reaches up, it goes to the back of the spine, where it looks like it's being crucified. Okay, this is where this comes from. This is the book right here. I did that lesson last time. Right here. This is the crucifixion of Christ right here. Inside your body, inside your head. But this is what it looks like symbolical. This is what y'all wear the cross. The emblem, y'all walk around with Jesus on the cross. It's all symbolism, symbolical. And half y'all don't even know that. But y'all claim to be Christians. You Christian in thought and idea, but not in understanding and knowledge. Makes a difference. Okay, right thinking, we know ourselves, so we don't profess to be nothing other than who we know ourselves to be. Let me wrap it up and take it home. I ain't trying to belittle nobody. I just want to enlighten you. The thalamus is crucified on the cross, as the thalamus itself resembles what? The cross. The death of Jesus symbolizes the what? The transformation of the ego. Jesus is the ego before he become enlightened. That's your ego. The transformation of what? Matter, spirit. Matter into spirit. Meaning you're in the physical form, you raise your conscious level, become spirit, and go back home to the Father. Ain't that what he did? As then what? The return of the oil, and grants the human supernatural abilities. Such as astral travel, connecting your physical body to your higher realms of consciousness, aka leaving your body to go and venture out. But this is what it looks like from ancient Egyptians. This is your spirit leaving the body. This shin represents eternity. This is the spirit. This is you. Once you and the spirit connect, you see here, this is you, more modern time. Same concept. You looking at yourself. That's when you get to meet Amun. And you'll look just like him. Why? Because your spirit takes on what? In his image. Conceptually. Oh, this is symbolism. I love it. I can do this all day. But right now, I got to cut it short. I got to go. I kept you too long already. I apologize for that. But I'm teaching right now, so the clock don't even, bother me. But I see I got to let it go. So right now, I'm closing out right there, because may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I never knew the my right thinkers now who understand the three wise men and the symbolism behind it passed away. You still think Jesus lived